Yeah, it's new. Washington Nationals. A gift I gave to my brother Scott that has come back to me. I can tell you this, coffee tastes real good at it. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Thursday, December 9th, 2021. National Goof Off Month continues. So, get your ass out of bed. And we'll begin with the readings. We'll continue with Michael Crichton's travels, where he's trying to figure out for himself whether psychics are real or not. So Crichton continues. Fear wasn't a problem for me anymore, and in London I pursued my psychics enthusiastically. As time went on, I began to notice patterns in the way the psychics behaved. For example, the psychics tended to circle around things. They were like blind people touching a statue on all sides, trying to figure out what it represented. They got bits and pieces of the whole, and they tended to repeat themselves, just as if they were going around and around something, trying to feel it, to give their impressions. I also noticed that they tended to speak as if they were translating, trying to shift from one language or one system of representation to another. Sometimes this led them to speak very vaguely. A movie producer was a person who is responsible for other people. A film editor was a person who is given things previously made that he assembled into a new whole. A sabotaging secretary was a person who thinks she is doing the right thing, but is angry and makes errors she is not aware she makes. At other times, they seemed over concrete. They wouldn't say I was a writer. They'd say, I see you surrounded by books. They wouldn't say I had a modern house. They'd say, your house is very open, with lots of glass and green trees outside, and so on. I also noticed they seemed to be a groove or a track they followed. They would be on one track for a while, and then they'd go off the track, abruptly becoming irrelevant or just plain wrong. Once they started to make incorrect statements, I learned that they might remain incorrect for a while until they got back on track. We'll continue tomorrow with more Michael Crichton and the London Psychics. Sharing something new with you today, the 4 agreements. Don Miguel Ruiz. The 4 agreements which I subscribe to are the following. Agreement number 1. Be impeccable with your word. Speak with integrity. Say only what you mean. Avoid using the word to speak against others or to gossip about others. Use the power of your word in the direction of love and truth. Number 2. Nothing others do is because of you. Let me repeat that. Nothing others do is because of you. What others say and do is a projection of their own reality, their own dream. When you are immune to the opinions and actions of others, you won't be the victim of needless suffering. Number 3, don't make assumptions. Finding the courage to ask questions, to express what you really want, communicate with others as clearly as you can to avoid misunderstandings. Sadness and drama. With this one agreement, you can completely transform your life. Agreement number 4, always do your best. It doesn't say be perfect, does it? It doesn't say be a perfectionist. Always do your best. Your best is going to change from moment to moment. It will be difficult and not difficult. It will be different where you are, healthy as opposed to sick. Under any circumstances, simply do your best and you will avoid self-judgment, self-abuse, and regret. I can recommend this to you, these 4 agreements. Just what I read to you right there is all you really need to digest today. Shall we continue with Touch magazine? Let's go a little bit more into I always forget this, the Lesbo initiations. It was over a month after viewing that X-rated suck sequence that drove me to desperation. I entered an adult bookstore in the hope that I might find some magazines or books which displayed the subject of my obsessions. And not only did I find scores of magazines depicting ladies scoring by sucking, several of the more outrageous periodicals carried pictures and names of the P.O. boxes of females who obviously felt the same way I did and do. About using my head, so I dashed home, fingered off once while peering at the pictures of my two party-sucking, my favorite fantasy, then feverishly writing an impassioned letter to the lady whose looks I lip-smackingly liked, and as lady luck would have it, I received an answer in 2 days. Does this sound like complete horseshit to you? That's because it is. 2 days later, I received a picture enclosed with letters so provocative, I put the finger on myself twice before dialing the numbers she included. They tell it for the truth in Touch magazine about her Lesbo initiation. Hustler joke time, chosen by Larry Flint. I promise these pick up. A man and a woman were stranded on a life raft after their boat sunk. One morning, the woman awoke to find the man holding a knife under his limp prick. "What are you doing?" she gasped. "I can't help it," the man said. "I've got to have something to eat." "Wait," the woman pleaded. "Let me play with it for a while, then there'll be enough for both of us." After 5 years in prison, an ex-con was released. He called his wife and told her to get ready to make mad, passionate love because he was on his way home. A short time later, the eager wife, clad only in a sheer black negligee, opened the front door to see her husband standing there on the porch, holding a bottle of whiskey in each hand. "Honey, are you ready?" she asked. "Am I ready? What the hell do you think I rang the doorbell with?" Hustler humor. Let's wind this up, this groovy morning report with another letter to Xavier. Dear Miss Hollander, I'm a 3-year-old pedigreed Airedale registered with the American Kennel Club. Your book really turned me on. My mistress read it to me. I especially liked the part about how you turned on another dog. Was he an Airedale? Could I have his address? If you get to Vermont, I hope we can romp together. Ardently, name withheld, Killington, Vermont. P.S. Yeah, this is a gag letter. Arf, arf. Let's get shit done today. Let's just get shit done today. Make it consequential shit. Be nice until it's time not to be nice. Be kind to animals always. Discipline equals freedom. Never complain. And, say it with me, never explain. I must roam the earth to get into adventures. I invite you to join me. If you see me on the road, come by and say hello. Always looking for more subscribers, and I appreciate the subscribers I have. So, For Mr. and Ms. America, all ships at sea and all sods everywhere, this is your favorite correspondent, KD, welcoming the new, thanking everyone, and wishing you a great day.